Blockchain. You've heard the word before, but what is it really? Is it just about Bitcoin and crypto, or is it something much bigger? And most importantly, why does it matter to you? Well, blockchain isn't just a technology, it's the foundation of Web3, the next evolution of the Internet, an Internet where you own your data, you control your digital identity, and no central authority can take it away. It's powering cryptocurrencies, smart contracts, and decentralized applications that are shaping the future. In this video, we're breaking down blockchain in the simplest way possible. You'll learn what it is, how it works, why it's changing the world, and how it's fueling the rise of Web3. Let's dive in. What is blockchain? Imagine a notebook that records every transaction ever made, permanently. But here's the twist. No single person owns it. No one can erase past records, and everyone can see what's written inside. That's blockchain. At its core, blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger that records transactions securely and transparently. Unlike traditional systems, where a central authority, like a bank, manages financial transactions, blockchain distributes this responsibility across a network of computers. Every time a new transaction happens, it is recorded in a block and linked to the previous one, forming a continuous, unbreakable chain of information, hence the name blockchain. But did you know that not all blockchains are the same? There are two main types: public versus private blockchain. A public blockchain is completely open to everyone. Anyone can join the network, view transactions, and even participate in validating and securing the blockchain. Because no single entity owns it, public blockchains are highly secure and censorship-resistant. Bitcoin and Ethereum are great examples of public blockchains. Think of a public blockchain like Wikipedia. Anyone can access and contribute, but the information is verified and cannot be changed without approval from the network. On the other hand, a private blockchain is different. It is owned and controlled by a specific organization. Only approved participants can access and record transactions. Companies and institutions often use private blockchains for internal processes like supply chain tracking, secure financial transactions, and business record-keeping. Examples include IBM's Hyperledger and JP Morgan's Quorum. A private blockchain is like Google Docs. You need permission to access and edit it, making it secure for internal operations. Why does this matter? Blockchain isn't just for crypto. Whether public or private, its ability to create tamper-proof, decentralized records makes it useful in many industries. In finance, it allows secure transactions without banks. In healthcare, it protects patient records. In real estate, it prevents fraud in property deals. In supply chains, it tracks products from start to finish. And this is just the beginning. Now that you know what blockchain is, let's move on to the real magic. How does it work? So, how does blockchain actually work? Let's break it down in the simplest way possible. Whenever you send or receive cryptocurrency or any other data stored on a blockchain, a transaction is created. But, unlike a bank, where a central authority verifies transactions, blockchain does things differently. Instead of relying on one central system, blockchain transactions are verified by a network of computers all over the world. These computers work together to make sure the transaction is legit before it's permanently recorded. Let's go step by step. Step 1. Transactions are grouped into blocks. Let's say Alice wants to send 1 Bitcoin to Bob. She enters Bob's wallet address and confirms the transaction. The transaction is broadcasted to the blockchain network, but it's not alone. Many transactions happen at the same time, and they get bundled together into a block, kind of like putting receipts into a folder. But how do we know these transactions are real and not fake? That's where validation comes in. Step 2. Transactions are verified by the network. Once a block is created, it needs to be verified before it can be added to the blockchain. This is where thousands of computers, called nodes, come in. These computers follow strict rules to check that the sender has enough crypto to make the transaction. The transaction details match up correctly, and there's no double spending, sending the same crypto twice. If everything checks out, the transaction is approved and ready for the next step. Step 3. The block is added to the blockchain. Now that the block is verified, it needs to be locked in place so that no one can change or alter the information. The block is given a unique cryptographic code, a hash, that permanently seals it. This hash is connected to the hash of the previous block, forming a continuous, unbreakable chain. Once added, the block is immutable, meaning it can never be changed or deleted. And that's how blockchain creates a permanent and secure record of transactions. But here is something that you need to know. In this step, blockchain works in 3 main parts only. First, blocks, the digital folders. Each block is like a digital folder that stores transaction data. A block contains a list of transactions, who sent what to whom, a timestamp when the block was created, a unique hash, a digital fingerprint for the block, and the hash of the previous block to keep the chain unbroken. Each new block is linked to the one before it, forming a chain of blocks, which is why we call it a blockchain. 2. Nodes, the network guardians. A node is simply a computer that participates in the blockchain network. Some nodes store a copy of the entire blockchain, ensuring that no single party has control, while others help verify transactions and maintain the security of the system. The more nodes there are, the more decentralized and secure the blockchain becomes. Think of nodes as the fact-checkers of the blockchain, making sure every transaction follows the rules. 3. Miners and validators, the block creators. Miners and validators are the people, or systems, responsible for adding new blocks to the blockchain. In proof-of-work, blockchains like Bitcoin, miners use powerful computers to solve cryptographic puzzles, a process called mining. In proof-of-stake, blockchains like Ethereum, validators are chosen based on how much cryptocurrency they stake. Both methods serve the same purpose: verify transactions, secure the blockchain, and earn rewards for their work. Without miners and validators, blockchain wouldn't function. They are the backbone of the system. Step 4. Blockchain keeps growing and securing data. Once a block is added, the process repeats. New transactions go into a new block, get verified, and are added to the chain. Over time, the blockchain grows longer and stronger, making it nearly impossible to alter past transactions. Because each block is tied to the previous one, changing even a single transaction would require changing every single block after it, which is mathematically impossible unless someone controls 51% of the entire network, which is incredibly difficult. That's why blockchain is considered one of the most secure systems in the world. Why does this matter? Blockchain isn't just a new way to store data, it's a revolution in trust and security. No central authority controls it. It's truly decentralized. Once data is added, it can't be changed or erased. It's transparent, meaning anyone can check transactions in real time. And best of all, it's completely secure. The combination of cryptography, decentralization, and consensus mechanisms makes blockchain one of the safest technologies ever created. Now, how do blockchains stay secure without a central authority like a bank? How do we know transactions are real and not fake? That's where consensus mechanisms come in. They are the backbone of blockchain security, ensuring that everyone in the network agrees on the truth. Today, the two biggest systems are proof of work and proof of stake, and they work in completely different ways. 1. Proof of work, POW, the powerhouse behind Bitcoin. Let's start with the OG, proof of work, the system that powers Bitcoin. Imagine thousands of computers around the world competing in a high-stakes puzzle game. They race to solve incredibly complex mathematical problems, and the first one to solve it earns the right to add the next block to the blockchain. This process is called mining, and miners are rewarded with new Bitcoin for their work. This system makes Bitcoin extremely secure, because for someone to hack it, they would need to control more than half of the world's mining power, a nearly impossible task. But here's the problem. POW is incredibly energy-hungry. Bitcoin mining uses more electricity than some entire countries, and as mining becomes harder over time, you need specialized, expensive hardware to even compete. This makes it difficult for everyday users to participate. So, is there a better way? That's where Proof of Stake comes in. 2. Proof of Stake, POS, the energy-efficient alternative. Unlike POW, where miners burn electricity to solve puzzles, POS works differently. It rewards people simply for holding and staking their crypto. Instead of relying on miners, POS allows users to stake their cryptocurrency by locking it up in the blockchain. The system then randomly selects one of these stakers to validate the next block. The more crypto you stake, the higher your chances of being chosen. Since there's no intense computing involved, POS uses 99% less energy than POW. It's much faster, cheaper, and more eco-friendly, making it the go-to choice for modern blockchains like Ethereum, Cardano, and Solana. But POS has its own challenges. Since people with more crypto have a higher chance of being chosen, it can lead to wealth concentration, where the rich get richer. Also, if a validator tries to cheat the system, they can have their staked crypto taken away as a penalty. Now, here comes the big question. Between POW and POS, which one wins? Both systems have their strengths and weaknesses. Proof of work is battle-tested, extremely secure, and truly decentralized, but it's slow, expensive, and bad for the environment. Proof of stake is fast, energy efficient, and easy to participate in, but it can sometimes favor the wealthy and is still evolving. So, which one is better? It depends. If security is your main concern, POW is still king. But if you want speed, affordability, and sustainability, POS is the future. But wait, there's more. POW and POS aren't the only options anymore. Some blockchains now use delegated proof of stake, DPoS, where users vote for trusted validators instead of competing individually. Others experiment with proof of authority, POA, where only verified nodes can approve transactions, which is very great for businesses. Hybrid models are emerging, combining the best parts of proof of work and proof of stake for maximum efficiency. The world of blockchain is constantly evolving, and as technology improves, we may see even better consensus mechanisms in the future. Blockchain is one of the most secure technologies ever created, but is it truly unhackable? Blockchain uses cryptographic encryption, decentralization, and consensus mechanisms to secure data. Once a block is added, it cannot be altered without changing the entire chain. This makes hacking extremely difficult. Each transaction is verified by thousands of computers worldwide, making it impossible for a single hacker to change the data. Unlike traditional databases, where a single point of failure can expose all data, blockchain has no central authority to attack. But you may be surprised if I tell you that with all those securities, blockchain can be attacked and hacked. Here is how. The 51% attack, the biggest threat. While hacking blockchain is nearly impossible, there's one major vulnerability, the 51% attack. Blockchains work by reaching consensus, meaning most of the network must agree on transactions. If a hacker somehow gains control of 51% of the network's computing power, they can manipulate transactions, reverse payments, or double-spend coins. Sounds scary, right? But here's the good news. For large networks like Bitcoin and Ethereum, controlling 51% of the system would require an unrealistic amount of money, energy, and computing power. However, smaller, less secure blockchains can be targeted. Some lesser-known cryptocurrencies have suffered 51% attacks in the past. Smart contract vulnerabilities and hacks. Even though blockchains are secure, smart contracts, the programs running on top of blockchain, can be vulnerable. Smart contracts are self-executing agreements, but if they're poorly written, hackers can exploit loopholes to steal millions. In 2016, the DAO hack caused Ethereum to lose $60 million because of a flaw in a smart contract. That's why auditing and testing smart contracts before launching them is crucial to prevent security risks. That only occurs in public blockchains. But are private blockchains more vulnerable? Public blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum are highly secure because they have thousands of participants verifying transactions. But private blockchains, used by businesses and governments, are controlled by fewer nodes, making them more vulnerable to attacks. If a hacker gains control of a private blockchain's main authority, they could potentially alter the data. As hackers get smarter, blockchain security must evolve. New security innovations like quantum-resistant cryptography and AI-driven security checks will make blockchains even harder to hack. Regular smart contract audits and using well-secured blockchains will protect users from potential threats too. So, can blockchains be hacked? For large public blockchains, almost impossible. For smaller, private blockchains and poorly coded smart contracts, still risky. What do you think? Will blockchain remain unhackable forever, or will hackers find a way? Blockchain is more than just cryptocurrency. It's a revolutionary technology that is transforming industries worldwide, bringing security, transparency, and efficiency like never before. 1. Finance. Faster, cheaper, and more secure transactions. Traditional banks take days to process international payments, charge high fees, and limit access to financial services. With blockchain, money transfers happen in seconds, with minimal fees and without the need for banks. Imagine being able to send money to family overseas instantly. No waiting, no hidden costs, just fast and borderless transactions. Blockchain-powered stablecoins also offer a way to store money securely in countries suffering from inflation and banking instability. For more deep dives on DeFi, I will link a video in the descriptions to know how to invest in them. 2. Supply chains. Tracking products in real time. Ever wondered where your food, medicine, or clothes come from? Blockchain can track products from the factory to the store, ensuring that items are authentic, ethically sourced, and safe to use. Companies like Walmart and IBM already use blockchain to monitor food safety and prevent contamination outbreaks. Luxury brands use blockchain to stop counterfeiting, ensuring you're buying real designer goods, not fakes. 3. Healthcare, securing medical records. Your medical records should be private, secure, and easily accessible when you need them. With blockchain, your entire medical history is encrypted and stored safely, accessible only by you and authorized doctors. No more lost records or duplicate tests. Blockchain ensures instant verification of medical history, reducing costs and saving lives. Blockchain also helps in securing pharmaceutical supply chains and preventing counterfeit drugs from entering the market. 4. Voting systems, preventing election fraud. Elections should be fair and transparent, but in many places, fraud and tampering are a huge problem. Blockchain creates a secure, unchangeable voting system where votes can't be altered or manipulated. With blockchain voting, every vote is recorded transparently, ensuring 100% accuracy and trust. Countries like South Korea and Estonia are already experimenting with blockchain-based voting to make elections more secure and fair. 5. DeSci, decentralized science, transparent research and innovation. Scientific research is often controlled by big institutions and hidden behind paywalls, but blockchain is changing that. With DeSci, researchers can fund, share, and collaborate on scientific discoveries in a transparent and open way. No more hidden data. Every research paper, funding source, and experiment is public and verifiable on the blockchain. Blockchain is not just a trend, it's the foundation of the future. And let me ask you this: what industry do you think blockchain will transform the most? To make this realistic, let's cover the biggest problems that blockchain solves for you to see the full potential of blockchain. 1. High banking fees and middlemen. Every time you send money through a bank, you pay fees to the bank, payment processors, and other middlemen. With blockchain, you send money directly to anyone, anywhere in the world, for a fraction of the cost. No banks, no extra charges. 2. Financial exclusion. The unbanked problem. Over 1.4 billion people worldwide don't have access to banks, but many of them do have a smartphone. With blockchain, they can store and transfer money securely without needing a traditional bank account. 3. Fraud and corruption. Billions of dollars are lost every year to fraud and corruption, but blockchain eliminates this because every transaction is permanently recorded and can't be altered or deleted. Once something is on the blockchain, it stays there forever. 4. Slow transactions and long processing times. Sending money across borders can take days with banks. With blockchain, transactions happen in minutes or even seconds. No waiting, no delays. 5. Lack of trust in businesses and governments. People no longer trust governments, banks, or companies with their data. Blockchain fixes this by making everything transparent and verifiable. No one can change records in secret. 6. Counterfeit products and fake transactions. Fake products flood the market, from luxury goods to fake medicines. With blockchain, every product can have a digital record that proves where it came from, preventing fraud in supply chains. Blockchain is solving real-world problems, but this is just the beginning. The future of blockchain is massive. It's no longer just about Bitcoin or crypto trading, it's expanding into multiple industries, and the shift is happening faster than you might think. Governments around the world are exploring central bank digital currencies as a way to replace traditional cash and modernize financial systems. Big businesses like Tesla, PayPal, and major banks are now integrating crypto payments, making digital assets more accessible to the public. Innovations like Web3 are creating a decentralized internet, where users, not companies, have full control over their data and digital interactions. But what does this mean for you? Imagine a world where you fully own your digital identity and personal data without big tech companies selling or controlling it. There are no banks limiting your financial transactions, so you can send and receive money instantly anywhere in the world without high fees. And legal contracts execute themselves automatically through smart contracts, removing the need for expensive lawyers and middlemen. Sounds amazing, right? However, despite its potential, blockchain still faces major challenges. Governments fear losing control over the financial system, leading to regulations that could slow down adoption. Scams and security risks continue to exist, making some people hesitant to trust the new system. Blockchain is powerful, but mass adoption is still a challenge, as many businesses and individuals have yet to fully embrace it. I'll link a video in the description about the challenges faced by Web3 and how to avoid them. Trust me, it's mind-blowing. So the big question is, do you think blockchain is the future, or will it fail to take over? Many believe blockchain will change everything, from how we bank, vote, trade, and even prove our identity. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If this video helped you finally understand blockchain, smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications because we drop mind-blowing content like this every week. Since you have watched this video about blockchain, I think this, about Web3, will interest you too. See you there.